The world of Sonic Adventure 2 was not made for people, and I'm going to point out every instance I found playing through the hero story to prove it. Hello world, my name is Atticus, and welcome to the experiment. Sonic's adventure through this game begins with the city escape level, so that's where we'll start. Regular people with cars and trolleys live here, or so the game would have you believe, but this city has bottomless pits, just like scattered throughout. And while there are stairs to help you on your way, there are also these floating pillars. What are they doing there? Who would opt for jumping across the bottomless pit instead of taking the stairs? Why is there not a guardrail? Someone could easily fall in. We're starting off strong here, but for better or worse, most of the rest of these points aren't quite so incredible. Certain walls slope in weird ways, and while that's not necessarily bad, I can't think of a reason for them to do that, other than for Sonic to run on them. Later in the level, a lovely sidewalk through a park turns into a loop-de-loop running down the side of a building. What is a person supposed to do there? You're taking your dog on a walk, and the path suddenly rises into the sky. I guess you just turn around, but what if you can continue onwards, like the Sonic does? What about the people living or working in that building? Do they just have to acclimate to people running down their walls every so often? Is there like a discount on rent for that? We're 3 points in and this city is absolute nonsense. Fortunately, there are only two other things I noted. This staircase leads up to a bounce pad, which leads to another stairway. Why would you not just have one big staircase? And finally, next in an ever-growing list of times I've fallen down odd rabbit holes, at the end of the level we get chased by a truck down a road which has a driving and parking lane on either side of a tram lane. This city is rather obviously San Francisco, so we'll use the real-life Valencia street to get a rough idea of just how wide this video game street is, since I'm not measuring pixels in relation to Canon heights or anything. Based on Valencia, I could say with some degree of confidence that this street is around 52.5 feet wide, making the truck chasing us roughly 52.5 feet wide. That doesn't sound practical to me. The largest real-world truck I could find is the Bellaz 75710, which measures in at just under 32.5 feet wide. A full 20 feet smaller than this massive gun truck. Why does that exist? Why have they made a vehicle so large? After City Escape, we tend to stray from civilization, or operate in spaces made or maintained by Eggman, who has a vested interest in designing spaces with Sonic in mind, so we'll be skipping over those kinds of levels, bringing us to Prison Island. I don't have much to say here. Prison Island seems to be run by machines, which is about the only reason I can think of for the lack of guardrails in some areas. The prison cell doors being used for hallways is an interesting choice, but I guess when you're building a place called Prison Island, what else are you gonna do? From Prison Island, we advance to Metal Harbor, and something which seems to be a road just kind of stops. And that's a common theme in this harbor. It's not like a drawbridge is up to let boats pass, the road just stops. This road here bends back on itself so that its underside is a road for another route. This portion here expects people to crawl, which seems just awful. And finally, travel to this very large rocket is seemingly only possible via this smaller rocket. There has to be an easier way. Next up is Mission Street and Route 101, but first I would like to talk about Pumpkin Hill. When I was researching and getting footage for this video, I noticed Big the Cat here. Apparently, Big makes cameos in many levels, possibly all of them, and I never noticed when playing this game in my younger years. The fun thing about this particular cameo, however, is that the game allows you to run Big the Cat over with a train. Hey, Sega? Hey, Sonic Team? Why? Why did you do this? Why did you allow me to do this? Well, onwards to Mission Street. The highway exists out in the void, but at least it has guardrails. What's this big old brick looking thing? Why is it here? One exit sign, and in fact I think all of them, say the same thing, but this one definitely says freedom in miles, and this side says amigo left lane. In this specific sign, the latter part makes sense in that if you stick to the left part of the level, you'll come across a Chow key, and that's neat. But how is freedom in miles any help to anyone? In another instance of reading the signs in a game where the only goal is to go fast, we learn that Tails has no place of birth, no date of birth, and no nationality, at least not that the government knows of. He's also described primarily as a fox, which, I mean, I guess? In a world of human people, I guess all you really need to say is the bipedal fox, and most people are going to get it. One last thing here is that the sign makes a point to say that Tails does not have a job. Oh, wait, not all sections have guardrails. And at this point, the road just lets out into the void, and the sign says to go up. How? Why? Finally, we have Route 101. You'd think a highway that just floats in the sky would be a lot more straightforward. But no, we have many a twist and turn, as well as manufactured hills, and a ramp, and like really sharp turns, like straight up 90-degree turns. And the best for last, this specific stretch of the Sky Highway where the road narrows and then almost immediately opens back up. Just to create traffic, I guess, after building a Sky Highway to, I imagine, reduce traffic. Going off script here, actually the script ends here because I have been just so terribly busy the past month and a half. But to go off script, for better or worse, what does this say about the world that Sonic Adventure 2 takes place in? Why have they built their world in such a way? We can see it as players as being made for us. These levels are here for us to enjoy them, for us to take full advantage of Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles' unique abilities, how they interact with this game world. But why is it this way in the world of the game? And the only reason I can think of is that the people share a similar drive to create a world for Sonic. To them, Sonic must be some kind of chaotic deity, an entity far greater than they could comprehend. You have to make a world for that entity to enjoy, lest their boredom destroy you. This is a world created out of fear and reverence. The pillars aren't here for the people, they're here for Sonic, the only one daring enough to jump across a bottomless pit. They allow a road to run across their buildings so that Sonic can have a lovely jog. Like, that's gotta be it. If you have any theories, let me know. Why is the Sonic Adventure 2 world like this? Why can I not stop thinking about it? Again, the script ended a bit ago. And I guess, looking at the timer, we have hit 10 minutes, but I did mention that I am incredibly busy. And you may have noticed the break room has stopped uploading videos, and there is a perfectly reasonable and logical explanation for that. About a month ago, I got incredibly sick for a week and a half, and, well, there's a lot of hours in the day, you know? 24, give or take. And so, over that week and a half, I did use all my break hours, and I no longer have the time to film the break room videos and get them uploaded. As the tagline of the channel says, breaks no more than an hour. And unfortunately, we are out of hours for, like, the next year. Again, it was a good week and a half of being sick. Work's been ever present, and I have also begun a new semester of graduate school, so I am rather busy. Hence the short script on this one. I do plan to keep the essays coming out at a monthly pace, at least once a month, maybe twice if I'm feeling generous. But I wouldn't expect it if I were you. Like, just plan on there only being one a month. And I am honestly really excited for what I have planned coming up. I just have to find the time to get around to making the videos. And I will, again, no worries. This is just a bit of a channel update at the end of this shorter episode for you, my lovely viewers, and I've noticed there's more of you. The Final Fantasy videos really making the rounds. I'm surprised. I put the least amount of effort into its thumbnail, so maybe that's what I should do for this video. We'll see. But that is all I've got. If you'd like a preview, since you stuck around this long, and I appreciate you so much for doing that. Next month, the spooky month, we've got a math video coming out. It's going to be about the difference between large numbers and small numbers in games. We're going to look at Civilization 5, especially. Disgaea, all of them. I mean, really, probably the fifth one specifically. Maybe the fourth one. The fourth one's my favorite so far. I don't have a good reason why, but it is. Into the Breach, because I really like my tactical RPGs. They're great, and I love them. On that note, because we're rambling here, I am so excited for Triangle Strategy. I'm so much more excited than I really should be, but I am just so jazzed for it to come out next year. Yeah, so that's our spooky math episode. November is going to be another glitch delve, this time into the first generation of Pokemon, and to wrap out the year, a full year of making videos, I'm going to look at every single Kingdom Hearts game, kind of. Well, we might skip the ones that they turned into movies for the 1.5 and 2.5, but we'll definitely talk about them like a little bit. Just won't go as in-depth. And that's the plan so far. I think we might do 2 episodes in December, even though the Kingdom Hearts overview is going to be massive. I've always wanted to do a top 10 list of games that came out that year. I don't know if those are still in style, but I'm gonna do it. And we're at like 14 minutes. That's great. That's a lot longer than I thought this video was gonna be. So we're gonna close it out here. Thank you so much again for listening this long. I wouldn't. So I'm glad you did. But I have been Atticus, and thank you for participating.